I love that. What about two? Went about 12 minutes the last one. Hopefully it'll upload. So yeah, now the one thing I'm being really careful about this shot and what I've said next to nothing, and haven't put it on every fucking site and the net and the usual promos, because with this, it's a big risk. Now I know it'll get done. I know some areas of it will look spot on. Other parts of it, I'm pushing the boundaries of what you can actually fucking do on your own, right? Ironically, some of the most complex shots are the ones I've got to render on my own machine. See, I can't go mad with render times because the render farm I'm borrowing isn't that big. It's not fucking ILM or something, you know what I mean? So I can't be going 24 hours a frame. I've got to make sort of shit look good. Bloody flies. As much as possible, right? I've got to take models that sometimes have very small texture maps, bloody flies, and make them look as though they're much bigger. There's a few little tricks I'm using there. But a nice little saying I came up with before is that hype is a good slave but a bad master. I'll explain what I mean. Now, if you're in charge of the hype and you can fulfill everything, right, then you've not got a problem. It's great. You get promo, everything's fantastic, and everything goes another step onwards, right? However, oh Jesus, there's a million one of these fucking flies. I don't know if I can actually see them on here, but there's a billion of these big black fucking flying things. I'm going to be covered in them. But I really don't like insects. So, yeah. If, however, you push too hard, then it becomes your master. And hype has no conscience. If you push it too hard, people will then expect more than you could ever deliver in a million years. Case in point, let's take an example. He says, try and get through this fucking swarm of black things. Let's take an example of the Phantom Menace, right? Star Wars film. Now, I've got a theory that why they got as much shit. And it wasn't so much to do with the films, because if you look at what was about at the time, the effects were fantastic, better than anything else. You know, the story wasn't as bad as people fucking make out, right? Let's face it, we are talking about sci-fi here. But what killed it was about 4 or 6 years of fucking hype. There was no way on God's green earth that any film could live up to it. And it didn't, right? And as a result, it got panned. And once it gets panned that badly, shit stinks. So, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to push this too hard. I honestly don't know what sort of quality this is going to be when I finish it. But I do know that if there's a couple of things I want to fix after end user, I'll hold it back until it is, right? I'm not releasing it like the, you know, raw. Now I've also got to try and find time to write the soundtrack music and record that, because ideally I'd like to do that myself. There's a few reasons for that. One is, if I was spending this much time on something, I don't want to be ripping off somebody else's soundtrack and putting that onto mine if I can help it. If I've got to use it for EUE, then fair enough, but I'd rather not start for a public version. I'd rather do my own music. We'll have to see. I've also got to do the grading, you know, sound effects. I've got a clue about where the hell I'm going to get sound effects from. I'll find something. I always do. But I'm sort of, what I'm looking forward to more than anything else is this motherfucker being done. Then I can go back to sleeping normal. I can go back to having a life. And there's a big black fly right there. Get off, you bastard. There's thousands of bloody things. I'm probably covered in. But I want it done and out of the way, because this, I'll be honest with you, right? This is a dry run. This story's a dry run for other ones, because once I've done this, got this pipeline nailed, I can do loads of these, right? It's nailing the pipeline's the trick. Now, what didn't help was when I lost a month's worth of work on it, when that drive died. I only get about 1% of what I'd worked on. In some ways that was a blessing in disguise, because looking back at some of the stuff I had for it, some of it was great, right? Other stuff wouldn't have held up, right? But now I've redone stuff and it will, right? So it was a blessing in disguise. But that's ideally, you wouldn't want to do this stuff like this in 2 months. What I would say is plan it out, right? Get really anally retentive with the planning for shorts. This is when I actually do. I bring up George Lucas's name because it comes up a lot in filmmaking, and he gets a lot of flack for, you know, the phrase that apparently gives some ILM guys nightmares when they were making the Star Wars film. Is it good enough for people to pay to see? If it is, it's done. And that sounds really bad because everybody wants their models and their work to look fantastic and be as good as they possibly can. But when you have a deadline, and every hour, every second costs a lot of money that you're working on something, you do have to ask yourself, is that good enough? And this is why, as I've said, this is not a CGI fest. I'm not fucking interested in that. Because, let's face it, the CGI world is tiny. The tiny, tiny little thing, right? I'd rather appeal to all the other people living in houses and around the world and stuff. Now, I've just came to an agreement with a large website, one of the biggest websites on the internet. It's in the top 100, hit the biggest hits of all time, right? Regularly on the internet. You can see who it is. And they're offering to do a big free promo about this. Now, this is going to drive some people fucking nuts, right? Why is it him and not me? Well, because I've put the work in for years making sure I have the contacts, you know, and there's a few of these people owe me favours, you know, but that's not why they're doing it. It's because they believe in what I'm doing, that I'm trying my fucking hardest to try and make something here. And I'll see if it comes off. Fucking hope it does, or it's going to be really embarrassing standing at AUE for shit in it. But yeah, it's my 40th birthday coming up on the 23rd of May. Originally I was going to have a 40th birthday party, but that was sort of canned because I was going to have my parents sort of arrange it, right? Because we're too busy with the kids and shit, and they basically put a blockers on it because a member of my close family is ill, and quote unquote they can't go, you know, and you know, in a big party like that it'll make them worse. So my party's been canned, right? I have no party, no big piss up planned. What I'll be doing on my 40th birthday, we're working on the short, that's what we're doing. So what I'll do after that, my downtime is going to be the end user event. That is when this is all done, I can do my sessions and stand there outside, have a cigarette and a drink and relax. And hopefully not have to hide behind the flaming pool table or something, because it's terrible. It's not. There's some stuff here I'm doing. I'm surprised it looks the way it does, to be honest. Never thought I'd be capable to be able to do something like this. But as some of you know, I don't want to be known as just Mr. Mudbox, which is great, right? Some of you be thinking, well, I wish it grates on me because it's not all I can do. You know, I do a lot more than that. And this short's one of the attempts to say, well, look, this is some of the other stuff I can do. That's why the models aren't as important, bloody flies, as they may be in other people's shorts, right? It's, to me, the shot is king, and if it doesn't fit in the short and it doesn't look right, it goes out. I don't care how fucking cool it is. The one thing I am angry about is the original design for one of the creatures. Well, it's sort of dragon thing. You'll have seen the short. I would say that that's not one of the main. It's not the main big bad, right? That's something that's used in the first sort of minute or so. But the original design for that was much cooler, but unfortunately impossible to render on the setup that I've got available. It would be taking way too long, but it would look very nice. Maybe at some point in the future when computers get a bit more powerful, maybe I'll do a second edition like fucking Lucas does, eh? Then we'll do a prequel and ruin it all. I'm joking, of course. But yeah, tell you, I want to put a call out here, right? This is one thing I need. Or not need, but it would be nice. I've got an idea I want to try out. If anybody knows a very good, unknown impressionist, not paint as in doing impressions of people, right? It's very good, and I'm not on about things that people normally do. Let me know, because I may have something interesting for them. I don't have any contacts on that side, right? The people I know would want paying, and this is not paid. But this is probably the best promo you're ever going to get in your fucking life, that's all I'm going to say. You know, But I've been asked to do the Mudbox Masterclass again this year. Not sure. I'm in two minds. Last year, you know, it was sort of screwed up, you know, because then they put the wrong videos up and everybody was at fucking SIGGRAPH, so I couldn't get a hold of anybody. As I've said, it's the reason why people should be, you know, the people in the masterclasses should be at fucking SIGGRAPH. You know, it's more important, to be honest, than the guys that are passing the knowledge and effectively selling the software for people through doing it, than a load of, you know, AEs. You know, which the AEs don't like me saying that, but it's bloody right, because they're only there for a piss up. But again, I've also got this show to do. I'm living on fresh air at the moment. I'm literally pocketless, right? What I have in my pocket, which is probably, let's have a look. This is what I have in the world, right? And I'm not joking, this is all I have in the world, because this is how much I'm putting into the show. Everything. That's what I've got. What was it there? £4.45, 48. £4.48. No, 58. 78, sorry. Can't see. That's what I have. Bank's empty. Money's gone. I'm living on fresh air. That's what I'm doing for this short. I'm putting stuff in it. Have I got to squash something on my face? Because something wet just went on my face. Oh, you hope not. It'd be really embarrassing. But yes, that's how much I believe in this. Some things are more important than money. And to me, getting this made, even if it turned out to be the worst short ever, that's an achievement. Alright? That's something. 23 years I've been patient enough to try and get it made. Now, that's important. So it's worth me effectively starving. I've been trying to stop smoking. Didn't go tremendously well. Turned into sort of a cross between Hitler and Saddam Hussein within the first hour and a half. Got down to about 8 cigarettes in the first day, and then promptly got more cigarettes and smoking more, you know, but... Right, I'll have to call it a day on this one. I'll try and fit a third one in, but I'm not sure how much battery I've got. Alright, see you in a bit.